And now we've got a problem, because we're dealing with two Mon killers, and Kevin's just crawling around. Look at that heart rate go up. And this is only the second fight. Now, being that this level isn't going to give us any blood-staunching items, we can't afford to fight these guys right now, as they will mess us up pretty good. So, we're just going to run away using our magic helicopter. Now don't worry, we'll be fighting some Mon killers later on, so you'll get to see for yourselves what kind of a pain they are. But there's nothing to be gained from fighting them here.
Over here! Over here!
The right way to go here is left, but we'll be going right just because I really do want to get all the items. The speed ladder will be very useful in this level if we happen to run into any more worms. I didn't actually get to use that in the last level. The sign here tells us that there's a drive-in theater this way. That's our destination. And you thought that we were just running around aimlessly down identical-looking paths with no real goal or sense of direction. That's just the first part of the level. This would be the only blood-staunching item in this level, a filthy band-aid found in a dumpster. As I said, ILLBLEED is a bit less generous with the item dispensing this time around. So remember, anytime we're standing on dirt, there's the potential for a worm attack. Fortunately, there's one right there. Fortunately, there aren't any areas with more than one worm digging about. So if you can see the worm heading towards you, that's really the only one you have to worry about. There's not going to be another one sneaking up behind you. Car jump. Well, it appears that David Rodriguez, the worm farm owner from the newspaper clipping before, had to get out of the worm breeding business and went to work for the company that built this campsite. Is this a clue to the mystery? That company, it looked like the company name would be pronounced Duranto, but it seems like they pronounce it Draunt. Like with Banballo, you can avoid the worms if they're on one side of the pathway. If they're in the middle, you can't run to the side of them. What a shame. It would seem that Dave was screwed by Duranto. Mummy popcorn. Delicious. It would seem that Dave was screwed by Duranto. Draunt. And with his dreams dashed, he didn't want to live anymore. From that last entry, it would seem that he passed on before we got here. But notice the diaries we've read were labeled as Diaries 2 and 3. What happened to Diary 1? Like the sign says there, the drive-in theater is to the left, but again, we're heading to the right. This may seem like a pain, but there are a couple of very good items here. That one was my fault. I ran into a worm without checking to see if there was one up ahead. And that heart rate, yes, it has gone over 200. So Kevin is getting close to the point of shock death. And again, there's no point in fighting this worm, so we're just going to call the helicopter. And that means we'll get to see the effects of the speed ladder, since I didn't get to show that in the last level. I just want the worm to stick his head out, so he doesn't take a bite out of Kevin while we're calling for help. There we go. Much faster. This is one of the items I really wanted. The anti-shock brace will allow a character to get right back up when surprised by an enemy, like Eriko does. So it is possible to find this item that will allow a non-Eriko character to get over their shortcoming. But I mean, you might as well just use Eriko. Alright, up here is the treasure trove. We've got nitroglycerin to bring that heart rate back down to 50. We've got an artificial brain, which is an upgrade item to increase a character's maximum adrenaline. And Amazon. Remember, Amazon restores every stat, and we're going to need that after an upcoming fight, which will most likely leave us almost dead. So just going to use the nitro now to make sure that Kevin doesn't die if he's surprised again. Now that we've got this, let's head over to the drive-in theater and continue our chase after that thieving mon killer that took our horror monitor. Oh, by the way, drink Hassie, because I suppose cyborg women do. Also, Monkey Park, because why not? In addition, eat scorpion onion soup. Yes, it's the soup that combines the popular tastes of onions and scorpions. Finally, you don't have to prepare your own scorpion onion soup anymore, it now comes in a can. Well, so now with the anti-shock brace, Kevin has now mastered the skill of getting up after falling down. Beautiful. And again, we're going to use the speed ladder to get up out of here. Nonsensical signs aside, we've just about made it to the drive-in. So, once we make it there, we'll be able to get on with the actual level. I'm surprised I made it past that worm. I would have thought that was too close. But let's not look an oversized, murderous death worm in its mandibles, because we're at the drive-in. So, next time on Let's Play ILLBLEED, we'll see if we can find out any more about this queen worm and her supposed revenge.